see you. How are you this morning?
Yeah, good. Thanks. And yourself?
Yeah, you know, living the life. The sun's out. I mean, you know, what can you ask for, huh?
Yeah, good day, yeah.
So far. Where are you at the minute?
I'm living in Guildford. I'm studying at University of Surrey, so
Oh, nice.
I live in
Not too
Guildford.
far away.
Yeah, not too far. Yeah,
What are you studying?
I'm doing accounting and finance.
Oh, brainiac. Oh dear. Obviously, all those defensive headers haven't damaged your brain cells, so that's a good thing.
Not even because of the changing of positions, isn't it? Give me a break sometimes from the defense. So yeah,
That's it, yeah, just every now and again, huh?
yeah, every now and again when the team needs help, then yeah.
Yeah. So tell me, how long were you at Buckswood?
I was there for, I think it was 2 years, from lower, when was it? 2018, I think, to 2019.
Yeah.
2017 to 2019.
Yeah.
So after my GCSEs, I moved to Buckswood, and I did my year 12 there. So year 12 and year 13.
So you would have been, if I remember correctly, you would have been under Magro first year.
Yeah. I was under Magro first year, and then I went under Rafa.
Yeah. No, nobody mentions Giles in between that, obviously.
Oh, and Giles. I remember Giles, yeah. But I don't think I played for him. I don't think I played for him.
You were lucky. It was only 6 weeks anyway, wasn't it? I mean, come on, you only did half a term.
Yeah.
What was it like? What was it like playing for Magro? I mean, obviously you had Magro, and there's, like you say, Rafa, both Spanish guys.
Yeah.
They're both very passionate football players, football managers, but they were slightly different in the way they approached the game, weren't they?
Yeah, I like Magro because he was a bit strict, He was a bit, you had to play at certain levels for him to pick you in the next game. Mm-hmm. So I like that kind of build character.
Mm-hmm.
So I like Magro, yeah. And he was a good coach and a good friend as well. So, off the pitch, was a good friend to us. So
yeah.
Really nice person, yeah.
Do you still stay in contact with him?
I actually do. I speak to him recently because he asked me about my current team. So who I play now, and I send him videos of how I'm doing. And then he'll just give feedback or a bit of advice on what to do. And yeah, it's a fun talking to him.
Yeah, I think that's one of Magro's strengths is that he stayed in contact with a lot of his players. And obviously, I know me and him obviously talk a lot because that year that we worked, we were heavily outnumbered by players, and it was a lot of teams that worked between 2 and 3. Well, and John as well when he joined. He joined as well. So that was quite a tiring year, but it was good fun. But yeah, I talk to him regularly, and we see him. Do you speak to any of the other players?
I speak to Femi. Mostly some of the players that were in my year. So like Tomiwa, Akin, Austin Peters.
Oh yeah, big Austin.
Funny guy, and my best friend, obviously, Tuta. So
yeah. How are they all? I mean, obviously, I spoke to Femi, as you know. I did an interview with Femi. And So who do you remember? Who did you have in your team? So we spoke with Femi and what have you. Anybody in the team that you were there in, especially in the first year, that might have stood out for you? Apart from your friend Tuta, obviously.
I remember Charlie pretty well. Charlie, Jordan. Yeah. I remember Jordan.
Yeah.
Takuki.
Oh, and he was
Yaro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still speak to Yaro sometimes, but I've lost communication with Teo. But I do speak to Yaro on here and there. So
I have Taufik and Yaro on WhatsApp as well. We chat.
Yeah.
I am trying to get them on here. They both agreed to do it, but you can imagine that life's quite difficult because obviously they both play quite a high level football at the minute, so that's quite good. What was your outstanding memory of your time at Buckswood? I mean, what when you look back, you go, you know what, that's what made it for me.
I think it was my trip with Margaret to, I can't remember. I think it was it Italy?
Yeah, Rome.
Yeah, Rome. Yes, yeah. Rome, and like dancing and played some good football, and that was a fun time.
Yeah.
And Khan made up the songs, that everyone started singing to in the bus. So that very fond memory for me. Yeah.
We missed that. I said this to Charlie the other day. We don't have anybody at the minute who does the chants. Can't.
Yeah.
For all his faults, he was great at stirring people up and getting them going. That was about it, really, wasn't it?
Because even Margaret the other day, I think it was last week, he sent me a video of us singing the song in the chants.
We got Pato Martinez. I just don't think you understand. We've got a wheel. He's better than Brazil. We got Pato Martinez. Come on, Buckswood. Okay, come on, Buckswood. Come on, Buckswood. Come on, Yeah. Şikenin rengi her yerde aynı. Siyahlar beyaz. Orada Juventus. Burada Beşiktaş. Beşiktaş'ın köpekleri paraya muhtaç.
Yeah. I sent it to him because I think Charlie actually sent it to me. I think Charlie had it. He sent it to me.
Oh yeah.
And I included it in his interview piece. And then I thought, well, I've got to send it to. I sent it to Josh as well because obviously Josh was Josh Bullen was there as well, wasn't he? He was doing doing the under-16s and that was a fun tournament, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
I time with Rafa, to be honest, because Rafa was the only coach that took me to, he took me to a professional environment with Rayo Vallecano.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed that. Yeah, it was a good learning curve.
Yeah.
Good learning experience. Yeah.
Gervais just signed for them.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, he's obviously he can't sign fully until he hits 18, but he's just signed up for them. So Gervais, who obviously was the first of my alumni interviews, he's just signed, so that's great news, I think.
Yeah, that's good, yeah. Because I keep up on the Buckswood page as well, so I see a few of the young footballers are actually doing well. So
yeah. This is what I've been doing during lockdown. Is just doing interviews and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But it's been good though, because obviously for me, seeing a lot of you guys, I mean, you when Charlie left, you obviously took over as captain, and you know, like a lot of the others, like I said to Charlie, you know, and I spoke to Rafa, and you know, I met Raf Beckenbauer and what have you, is that, you know, we were very lucky in the players that we have, and we still have. Don't get me wrong, in this in the fact that you're all so easy to get along with. You're also easy to football, and you know, and as you know, it's always been a two-way thing. So you know, we'll talk to you about something, we'll tell you something, and then you'll give us your feedback as captain, and teammates, and whatnot.
Yeah.
Would you say that you know, what would you say that was an important part of your development, in the fact that you were so involved?
Yeah, I mean, it does play a role, to be honest, but I think it was the coaches that helped us mainly. The coaches helped us a lot, but I mean, it kind of did, but for me, mainly the coaches that helped me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it was mainly the coaches, but also the fact that I played with a lot of my friends in it. So, you know, we could all just help each other. Yeah, we all just helped each other. Yeah. Like playing with people who were a bit better than me, obviously, you know. So, yeah, they knew a bit more, coaches knew a bit more. So, I think it was more just those two factors.
Was there a game or maybe two games that stood out for you that you know, that stick in your mind? I mean,
there was one.
Forget the Rome stuff. We're not.
Yeah. There was a game I played for. I think it was when Mark was the coach, and it was the second game of the league. And he told me some specific instructions, and I went into the game thinking, this is going to be perfect. I'll do everything he asked. And he played me in the centre midfield, I think it was the number 6 position, with Taufik in a diamond field. And he kept on telling me. So when the game started, I was playing well. We did everything, but then I kept on passing sideways to Taufik, and he wanted me to pass directly through the midfield to break the lines, and I didn't do that. So he started shouting at me like after 5 minutes, and after about 8 minutes, he took me off and he said, "You're not going on again." So, I learned a lot from that game, to be honest. So that was one of my, a game that I remember very, very well.
What's
I can't, but I remember the game.
So what would you say you gained? What was the biggest thing you gained from Magro and then later on from Rafa?
From Magro, I gained that you have to play every game like it's your last game. You have to give it your all. You have to play for the team. Just give it your all. Not be lazy. Don't slack, because at the higher stage there will be managers who are the same. So you have to listen to your all and just do the best you can. And yeah, under Rafa, I kind of learned that you have to be consistent. Consistency is key, because when we played with Rafa, we played other teams, but we were kind of struggling at the start. But then we kept on going, and we started getting the results as a team. We started winning more games. So I kind of just learned that consistency and perseverance is key. Mm-hmm. And so
I like I said, that they were both very passionate.
Very different
people, but they were very different. I can remember that Magro was a very high press. He wanted to get the ball quickly. He wanted to win it. He wanted to do everything fast.
Yeah.
And Rafa started out with if you lose the ball, drop off and just let them have it until they come into your half. And it was interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was. There was more possession based. He played lots of because even the training sessions were very different. We'd always do many more like passing drills and passing in small spaces, 4v4s, 3v3s here, rondos. So even the training were very different.
Yeah, Rafa always wanted to try and get the basics right and do them well, which is why he spent a lot of time on that. Yeah. And Magro, one of Magro's strengths, and I've always said this, is that he's always continually changing sessions. So we might do a passing drill. It might be a basic one, 1-to-1, but then Magro would look at it and go, well, how can I change that to still be that, but be more, different from it was last time. And I know, and I'm sure Magro will see this, because he regularly sends me messages when the videos go up.
Good.
He's always creative. He was always trying to do stuff.
I did like his shooting drills as well, because he used to love shooting. So always encouraging us to shoot from outside the box, and whenever we had a shot, just have a shot. So yeah.
I think the other thing that I always remember about Magro is that he was better he was good at the mind games. So we would play matches, wouldn't we? And then he'd suddenly be making 6-7 changes throughout the game. In the last 5-10 minutes, it'd be like, ref, I need a change. And I can remember he used to wind other managers up, something chronic.
Yeah, I remember that as well, to be honest.
No, he was good. And as I say, what else? And like you say, he was very vocal on the sidelines.
Very vocal, yeah. To anyone.
Yeah. If you didn't do what he said, he'd tell you about it.
Yeah, you would.
I can remember Nick getting a lot of grief from the sidelines. And I always say this, and I know Nick's going to do one of these as well soon. But I can always remember that. So who in your team, or in your 2 years that you were there, who did you most enjoy playing alongside? Who was the player that you always wanted to be in your team?
I would say when I went into the defense with Tomiwa, because we were quite a good force in the defense. Tomiwa, we didn't lose many games when him and I both played. Mm-hmm. So I kind of liked playing alongside him. So whenever we went into a game, I'd always playing in the defense with Tomiwa. Yeah.
Okay. Why did you like playing alongside Tommy? Was it?
He just made it easy because he was a bit big, wasn't he? Because he was big, but he had speed on him, so
he could move.
Yeah. So defenders didn't really think he was that fast. So if I made a mistake, he would kind of cover for me.
Yeah.
It just made between us, good communication as well. Because obviously he was my friend, so I could speak to him as well.
Yeah.
like it was just easy speaking to him and telling him do this. He would tell me do this, and just we understood the game as a pair well together.
It's essential communication. We've always said that. Communication is essential.
Yeah.
And we've always said as well is that, you know, it's all well and good having one captain, but you need to have voices across the pitch.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking to each other. It's very important.
Cool.
In training, so training, you've obviously, like I say, mentioned a few really good players. Was there anybody you really, really just found really difficult to play against?
I'll say Taufik, because he was very speedy, but when we was training together one day, and we played a training game because we usually play the games at the end. Mm-hmm. So he got the ball, and I tried to get it off him by giving him a body to body, but he actually blew me off the ball. So I was like, that it actually woke me up as to how strong he was as a player, because he was very slim, or very good on. I didn't think he would be as strong upper body. And then when we went together body to body, he shocked me. So after that, I kind of knew he was going to be a problem. So yeah, I found it quite hard playing against him.
I always like him and Yarrow always before a game always looked like they were just messing about, and then the game would start, and you could still see that they were smiling and having a laugh as they're playing, but then like boom, that's it, game's on, and we're good, God help you.
Yeah, they made it fun, to be honest. They approach the game, this is fun, and then when the game starts, we have to do our thing, and then get the results. So I even remember a game against Lewis when we really needed them, and Taufik had an incredible game. Yeah, I can't remember hat-trick or not, but he played so well, and we ended up winning the game 4-1, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I might have been at that Lewis one, because I seem to remember being on the sidelines having a chat with the opposition manager at one point as well, because of the continual substitution.
Yeah, was he not impressed? He wasn't impressed, was he?
No. Him and the one at Bexhill. I can remember the one at Bexhill where he actually complained to the referee. And,
who is it?
Yeah, and the referee had a chat with me because I was obviously supporting Mago at the time. And the referee come up to me and he went, "Look, all right, there's nothing I can do. It's obviously in the laws that you can make unlimited changes whenever you like." He said, "But can you just say to him it's not in the spirit of the game?" And I went, "I could tell him, but I don't think it's going to make a blind bit of difference." But the thing was, it wound the other coaches up to the point that they weren't focusing on what they were doing. It became
focusing on trying to
And Mago had done his job.
Yeah.
Without being, because Mago didn't use bad language. He wasn't abusive. He wasn't nasty in any way.
Yeah.
But he was just. I used to call him Kasparov because he always seemed to have little chess pieces and he would pluck strings and he'd be like, "Yeah, you're doing that."
Play them at the right time. Play them at the right moment. Yeah.
He was just an absolute expert at that. But I mean, Rafa, I always loved, being with Rafa when he was coaching and doing stuff, because again, it was a lot of passion, but he came at it with sometimes a little bit more fun with it. Do you know what I mean? Again, he had that entertainment side.
Yeah, he was always joking around with the players as well. Even in the team talks, he would, the players tell us what team is starting, then he would still joke around here and there. So yeah, it was a bit fun as well.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, both excellent coaches. I mean, great for me to work with, because obviously, as I say, I learned from both of them.
Same, tremendously, actually. Yeah.
So they were great guys. I really enjoyed working with them. So, how did you come to be at Buckswood? How did that come about?
It was actually because of my friend Tutor, because he would always be on the websites looking at football schools and what schools play good football. What kids always go to the highest levels from playing football at these colleges and whatever. So he found a brochure. I think it was a brochure that said Buckswood Football in association with Chelsea Foundation. Yeah. And we both support Chelsea, so we thought this is going to be this is a good thing for both of us. We could become stars here. So he applied, and then he told me shortly after, and after I applied, and we both got in. So we were both happy, and And then, yeah, when the year started, we both came.
And then you got there and found out Chelsea were no longer there.
Yeah. Yeah. We went in the association with Chelsea Football Club, but still good things came from it. So, I mean, we were happy.
Yes, because obviously I was working for the Chelsea Foundation the year before, and Mr. Callahan asked me to stay on, which was a no-brainer for me because I wasn't doing so much traveling, and and B, it was a perfect setup for me. I could learn, and I could work with some great guys. What was the best thing about the academy or the school or whatever? I mean, what made it right?
Because there was always football training after school. So if you had stress from the school side of things during the day, the football would actually always make you feel better after, because we're always happiest playing when we're playing football. So that was a good thing, yeah. And the fact that we had training almost every day. We only skipped was it Friday and Sunday?
Yeah. It was always because you didn't do Friday originally because of obviously assembly.
Yeah.
And Sundays you have a day off. It's God's day and whatever. So
so we trained like an actual pro team. So I found that quite fun, like a good part of the academy. Yeah. Well, and sometimes missing school days.
Sometimes missing school days, especially when you had to travel long distances for some of the games, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was the fun part.
So, yeah, I mean, what would you say to somebody who's now looking at considering coming to a school? I mean, firstly, why should they come to England? Why should they come to the UK? And secondly, why should they come to Buckswood?
Personally, I came to England because there's many more opportunities. There's so many clubs in England, not only in the top pyramid of the football scheme, but also clubs as in non-league clubs that are good for development. So I think there's many opportunities for them to come to England. But for Buckswood, they should come to Buckswood because it gives you like a stepping stone. They could help you get to that stage, help you progress your football career, help you progress as a football person, as an individual. And this could help you in the future when it's your time to get to these levels or to these football. I think it's a good academy to be at. And also because they help you in the school. So if you're like a student who is not entirely wants to drop their school life just for football, they could do both. So I think Buckswood is a perfect balance for both.
So last thing, because I've obviously forgotten to mention it early on, you're obviously still playing. Are you just playing for the university team, or are you playing for local clubs?
Oh, I play for non-league Dorking Wanderers at the minute. So I'm playing for Dorking. Yeah. So just trying to do the best I can. Hopefully in the near future get to a club higher in the Premier League, Championship, League One, League Two. That's the goal.
You've got to put the work in, haven't you? And at least you've got a backup plan if all else fails. You've got another role to do. But where are you playing at the minute? Because I say you play with us with like midfield and defence. What positions are you working in at the minute?
You'll be shocked because right now I'm playing on the wing back.
Okay.
So left wing back.
Yeah. I'd have been more shocked if you told me you were going to play striker. Because you're a great guy, but I would never have seen you as a striker.
Still defensive minded, but yeah, in the wing back positions, they play me.
Do you enjoy playing defensive roles?
Yeah. I find it quite easy, to be honest. I find defending quite easy because as long as I just know my fundamental steps, if he's on his weaker foot, make sure he's on his weaker foot, just the fundamentals, and find it quite easy. They find it quite hard to get past me anyway, so.
Well, yeah, you're always quite a good mover on the ball. That's yeah. But what about defending? What is it about defending that you like the most? Because I'm a former defender. I know. My young years will tell you that I'm probably still playing, but I'm not. I'm obviously way too old. But
I think when I play defender, I have the whole pitch in front of me, so I don't have to back turned and then play with my back towards goal. So if I get the ball from another defender or anyone, I can see the whole pitch and I can kind of progress easier. So I know where I'm playing or I know my next moves. Whereas where I'm playing like in the midfield, I have to constantly check my shoulders, and sometimes I might slip up if I'm not playing 100%, if I'm not 100% focused. So when I'm in the defense, I kind of just easier for me. So even when I'm progressing forward, it kind of just makes it a bit easier, to progress forward. Yeah.
Good. That's all my questions. Is there anything you wanna bring that maybe I've missed?
I think we've covered all of it, to be honest. So yeah.
I'm getting good at this then, aren't I?
Good question as well.
Thank you for your time. I understand as a student, getting up for 10 o'clock in the morning can be quite difficult and very, very taxing.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate the time, my friend. And good luck with the studies and the football.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.